Tactical idiot deployed.
Welcome to Fallout New Vegas, the most scuffed gaming experience you can have, and I mean it.
Well, if it isn't the lawbreaker.
But overall, I actually had a really great time with New Vegas. I mean, how many games can you say let you one-punch a man to death? But my experience with Fallout goes as follows. I first tried New Vegas back on my 360 a few years back, but dropped it for some reason. And with the recent popularity of the Fallout TV show, I decided to give the series another shot, starting with where I left off, New Vegas. So what is Fallout New Vegas? In New Vegas, you play as a courier that was delivering a platinum chip to the Strip when all of a sudden some hotshot gangster named Benny, yes, I understand the irony, steals the chip and puts a bullet in your head.
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Fortunately, a guy by the name of Doc Mitchell pulls the lead out of your head and puts you back together, which leads us right into character customization, and one thing I tend to do in games that have custom characters is make this blue-haired idiot. Because I haven't properly introduced her until now, this is Rose. Any game with a character creator, 90% of the time, I'm gonna try and make her. Next up is special stats, which include strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. These stats determine how good you are at something on a scale of 1 to 10. The game encourages you to go for a fairly balanced build, but I said to hell with that and went with Lord Death of Murder Mountain, a build I definitely did not take from another content creator that is much larger than myself. This build consists of 10 strength, 1 perception, 7 endurance, 1 charisma, 1 intelligence, 10 agility, and 10 luck, which means I'm really strong and amazing with stealth and weapons. I'm so lucky I could blast anything into next week with how high my crit rate is, but I got the social skills of me in real life, aka non-existent. Now with all that out of the way, all I gotta do is go to the Strip, kill that bastard Benny, and get my chip back. On the road to the Mojave, it was kind of a 50-50 if anyone or anything I ran into would live or die. Try and kill me? Dead. Want to send me on a quest where the reward sucks? Dead. Be a part of Caesar's Legion? You guessed it! Honestly, this isn't a bad philosophy to live by. Unless somebody is valuable to you, just kill them, especially if they just won the lottery.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
Out here, not everyone is as they seems. See this little old lady running this motel? Well, she sold some guy's wife into slavery for only 1,000 caps. Even killing somebody who has a cool item you want is pretty morally acceptable. Like this guy who has a special variant of the 44 Magnum that plays guitar strums whenever you deploy or holster it. Now, when fighting in the Wild Wasteland, there's two things you need to know about: VATS and BEDS. VATS, aka the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, is basically a built-in aimbot. I mean, VATS aren't required to play New Vegas. You can play the game like any other shooter, but I use these things any chance I get. Almost religiously. Whether it's a tiny bug or a giant mutant, I'm gonna use VATS on it. I just have way too much fun with them. But just as important as VATS is beds. Sleeping in a bed, even if it's only for like an hour, will completely restore all health and body parts. It's great. Once you've actually made it to Vegas, there's really only one thing left to do. Go to the Tops Casino and kill Benny.
What in the goddamn?
Run, Benny! But if you think killing Benny is the end of your journey, then you'd be wrong. There is actually a second half to the story that involves the Hoover Dam. On your way to the Strip, you'll run into two pretty major players in the game, the NCR, or New California Republic, and Caesar's Legion, or Kaiser if you're one of those kind of people. You'll learn that these two have actually been fighting over control of the Mojave for quite some time. Once you kill Benny, you're tasked with picking a major faction to side with, but don't worry, you're not just stuck with the NCR or the Legion. But we will start with those. The NCR is the main faction that you'll run into in the Mojave, and even though they might be portrayed as the good guys, they really aren't very good. They believe in old world values, which includes paying taxes, and me and the homies hate paying taxes. They're also just total dicks to anyone who isn't an NCR citizen, like the mutants in Jamestown or the residents of Freeside.
Welcome. There's food and water here for any citizen of the NCR. Please, have some. No, I'm afraid we don't. Don't you have a friend you wanted to bring in?
Some of them are also just really weird, like, to a level that makes you uncomfortable. Like, really, really uncomfortable.
Some cute little junkie bitch so f***ed up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number and I'd rather get in her pants. So maybe I'm a stone cold bitch after all.
Stupid. They are also very stupid.
It was easy, man. They were going door to door asking if anyone knew any scientists. I said look no further. They asked me if I knew anything about power plants. I said as much as anyone I had ever met. They asked me how well I understood theoretical physics. I said I had a theoretical degree in physics. They said welcome aboard.
Not to mention, the Legion just genuinely scares the piss out of them.
The Legion's coming for us. Just a matter of time. Believe me.
Really, the only reason you'd want to get on the NCR's good side is to get a set of the Ranger armor, which is probably the sickest looking armor in any video game. Caesar's Legion, they don't believe in women's rights.
To my knowledge, this is the first time Kaiser has ever summoned one of the dissolute to see him. That it would be a woman is even more surprising.
Nazis, they crucify anyone they don't like, and they're bringing back slavery, baby! But regarding my activity on Twitter... Yeah, I'd be a hypocrite if I picked them. They are stronger than the NCR. A squad of legionaries is much harder to kill than a squad of rangers. But these guys just suck. So I felt no shame when I betrayed Caesar himself.
I want you to destroy whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this f***ing platinum chip with you. My legionaries will meet you there, with your weapons and equipment. Goodbye.
So the NCR is nothing but a bunch of pansies, and the Legion is just awful. What do we do now? How about capitalism?
This meeting has been a long time coming, hasn't it? You've come a long ways. Literally, and I suspect figuratively as well.
Mr. House, the talking TV man himself. He's the current leader of the New Vegas Strip, and he rules it with an iron fist using his Securitrons. He was also the guy you're supposed to deliver the platinum chip to, aka the fancy USB stick that will make the Securitrons stronger. Siding with him does mean you'll kinda be siding with the NCR, but in the long run, the capitalist robot army will control the Strip.
Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers. If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the Strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action.
But Mr. House is a bit of a douche, and being his errand boy can get tedious after a while.
By the time I was 30 years old, I was a billionaire 30 times over. I founded and ran a vast economic empire. Do you really think I'm going to let an upstart come into my home and ransom my property to me? I spent 2 centuries searching for the platinum chip. It's my invention, my property, mine! Now be a good courier and deliver it!
Which does lead you down a fourth and honestly much better option.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
If you stick around the Tops Casino after killing Benny, you can find his personal apartment where he's been hiding a reprogrammed Securitron named Yes Man.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
Yes Man is incapable of saying no, even if the person he's talking to isn't Benny.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh?
But he does inform you that you can kill Mr. House and pick up where Benny left off by taking control of the Securitrons for yourself and use them to drive away the Legion, NCR, and any other smaller faction that will get in your way.
Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave it alone. Or, if a tribe is nasty, or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate it. It's whatever you want to do.
I was originally going to side with Mr. House, but after screwing up getting the NCR president killed, Mr. House really hurt my feelings, so I blasted him to hell.
May there be a hell for you, a Tartarus, bleak, unending.
And used Yes Man to take his crap for myself.
Wow, Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network. Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? The Securitrons at the fort are on standby. I see a status log here confirming that the Mark II OS upgrade installed correctly. They'll be all set to go once we boost my transmitting power and bring them online with the network. But we'll worry about that later.
Besides the main four, there are several smaller factions in New Vegas, and I'll tell you right now, you're gonna want to eradicate all but like one of them. So let's go, starting with the Powder Gangers. The Powder Gangers? These guys are pushovers, and they don't like me very much. Which is a real shame because we both have a love for things that go boom. But alas, helping the town that helped me get revenge over Benny filled a hole in my heart, and I just ended up killing the entire Powder Gang. All of them. The Boomers are an isolated group of vault dwellers that use artillery to guard their home. They don't like anyone getting to them, but making it through their explosive death trap and gaining their trust means helping them bring back a freaking bomber that will get used at the Battle of Hoover Dam to, and I quote, fly the open skies in armored safety raining high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. A child said that, by the way.
And that is our story so far. For this last image is our future. To restore the bomber, to fly the open skies in armored safety, raining high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. This is our destiny.
This is probably the only minor group that you'll want to keep alive, for good reason. Just like the NCR, the Brotherhood is really only good for their armor. Power armor is tanky and is just really amazing to have. The NCR have their own power armor that doesn't require Brotherhood training, but the armor you can get from the Brotherhood is just way better. Personally, I like the look of the T-45D power armor, but the T-51B has better stats, so I just ended up using that. After getting armor from the Brotherhood, I just kind of left them alone until Mr. House told me to kill them because of the fact that they like to hoard technology for themselves and don't want anyone else to have it.
Your next assignment is to locate and destroy remnants of the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. The NCR nearly did the job at Helios 1 a few years ago, but there seem to have been survivors, unfortunately. Given the Brotherhood's fanatical views on technology, they can be counted on to oppose my regime. Please, put them out of my misery. Single-handedly destroying a Brotherhood of Steel bunker is quite an accomplishment. Platoons of NCR troops have died trying to do the same.
The Great Cons.
The cons are just... they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude.
I honestly didn't do much with these guys. I killed their leader in close quarters combat with a rocket launcher. And I think the Legion cared that I did that more than the actual cons did. Aside from Mr. House's casino, the Lucky 38, and Benny's casino, the Tops Casino, there are two other major casinos on the strip. The Gomorrah, owned by the Omertas, and the Ultralux, owned by the White Glove Society. The Omertas are these mafia-sounding guys who I'm like 90% certain cheated me in Go Fish. And they have some interesting strippers.
If I wasn't working right now, I'd show you a real nice time.
But these guys have a load of weapons that they plan to use to overthrow Mr. House and the NCR so they could take the strip for themselves. Until I came along. The Ultralux is this big, super fancy hotel that only the highest class citizens stay at, and they are definitely not cannibals.
For the last time, the White Glove Society has never and will never consume human flesh for any reason. It's written in the charter.
Talking to this guy, Heck Gunderson, he tells you he came to the Ultralux with his son, but he's gone missing. Going around, you find that a similar situation happened to some guy's bride, and a private investigator was hired to find her.
I've got you now.
Eventually, you'll find the Chef Felipe, who has by far the best dialogue in the entire game.
Hello there. Why are you standing still? Do you think the world waits for you while you stand there drooling? Get back out there and get to work. Who the f*** do you think I am? I'm the f***ing god of New Vegas Brahmin fusion cuisine, that's who. No, that doesn't even give me the credit I deserve. I f***ing invented edible food. Do you like eating? Good. You owe me your entire goddamn garbage existence. I'll carve that stupid look off your inbred face. Aha!
Eventually, I found Gunderson's son in the freezer, just before deciding to blast the entire Ultralux into next month. And then I left, making the place much worse than when I got there.
Well, that does it. None of them maniacs will ever do business with Heck Gunderson long as they live. Hell, I'll put me together a damn blockade. Hit 'em where it hurts. They control the food? Well, there ain't gonna be no food. Not for anybody in this whole damn town. It's a goddamn monument to inhumanity. Let 'em starve. Biggest favor anyone's ever done this hellhole. Sometimes I got me so many ideas, it's a wonder they don't all just burst out of my head.
Now that the teams have been picked and the riffraff have been dealt with, it was time for the Battle of Hoover Dam. Like I said earlier, I decided to kill Mr. House and use Yes Men to take all of his robots. The battle started with me killing some Legionnaires, the Boomers held up their promise by raining high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. The NCR thought I was helping them, but they couldn't be more wrong. It wasn't until I started killing Rangers that the NCR realized what I was doing. But by that point, Yes Men had control of the damn systems, and it was too late. But while the NCR and the Legion may have thought they had me outnumbered, I had a set of T-51 power armor, and enough weapons to overthrow a small government. I was death incarnate. Finally, once I had dealt with the obstacles in my path, all that remained in my path to victory was Caesar's right-hand man. He put up a good fight, but he died an honorable death. But I wasn't done yet. There was still the last of the NCR.
And, well, these boys with you? Hello there, Smiley. Guess it ain't no secret how you, I say, can you ask them to put their weapons down? I was just reaching in my coat to give you a cigar. Figured as much. Come on, you sons of bitches, we're ready.
You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.
And that was Vegas, baby. There is a ton to this game that I didn't get to in just the base game alone. There are 4 separate DLCs that I can also play, but I don't think I will. At least not right now. For now, my road in the Mojave has come to an end. And honestly, I had a ton of fun with New Vegas. Why I ever slept on this series till now is beyond me, but who knows, maybe someday I'll finish up New Vegas and maybe even other Fallout games too. But if you enjoyed this video, do the YouTuber buzzword stuff like subscribing and liking the video. It would mean a lot to me if you did. But with all that out of the way, have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.